All right, I'm going to get started. So what I'm going to do first, so before we, as people were coming on, we said that most of the problems that we found that people have had in logging in to the app relates to their login, email address, and password. So if you are having that problem, go into the chat, put your information in, and then Judy will communicate with you. Perhaps even
Yeah.
resetting your password or something like that. But most of the time, that's what I have found. And even some people are on the call, they can nod their heads and say, yep, that was the problem. So, okay. So what I'm going to do first, the first items I'm going to go over is from the Attendee Service Center. I'm going to show you the personal schedule, the attendee appointment planner, and the banquet meal, since we had asked people, we had sent emails out for people to make sure that their meal selections were correct. So I'm going to try to, so in the attendee service center, this is the menu. It shows the welcome, update your registration, registration payment, add meals, banquet seat selection, computer workshops, attendee profile edit, attendee appointment planner, personal schedule, password, preset, and login. So I'm going to go over the three of the items that are on here. I'm going to do the personal schedule, attendee appointment planner. I'm going to now switch. Give me a second. You all see the website too? I need one person at least to nod their head.
Yes.
Okay. I got two nods, three nods. Okay, good. So this is the attendee service center. I am logged in right now. So I want to go over first is the personal schedule. So the difference is between the personal schedule and the program schedule, which is here, is the personal schedule is behind the firewall. And so therefore there's more information as an attendee that you will see, as opposed to the program schedule, which is available for anybody to look at. So the first thing is, if I look at the personal schedule itself, and there is a video here, and it says, need help? We've created a brief video introduction to the personal schedule. When available, handouts can be accessed through the links to individual programs. So the personal schedule allows you to do bookmarks. So you can bookmark a session that you're attending, those or that you're interested in. Those bookmarks then, after syncing, feed over into the app. So if you bookmark something in the attendee service center, it will then eventually feed into the app and you can see what you have bookmarked there. That's the first part. So you can bookmark any session. You can click on bookmark, add a bookmark. You can, from here, you can download it to your Outlook, download it to your Google Calendar also. Then the other part of this is that, let's find one here. If you click on the session itself, you will see a description of the session as well as the handout. So you can click on here and download the handout and see the handout. This same information is in the mobile app. Okay. All right. So I'm showing you that in there, you can see, you can download the handouts. Okay. Next thing, in the My Sessions, in the personal schedule, there's a thing called My Sessions. If you click on My Sessions, it will then show you whatever you've bookmarked. And also you can print, and when you print, it just will show you those items that you have bookmarked. That will also appear on the mobile app, as well as where here it says paid registration. Paid registration is those items that you paid for, the lunches, items like the lunches, the gala, lectures, things like that. That will appear. You don't even have to bookmark them. They will appear on your paid registration. And so when you can look at them and say My Sessions, you'll see both. These items should also come through automatically into the mobile app. The last thing is, and it's not live right now on here, it is on the mobile app. Let me see if I can find it. So this is what will look like. It will be on the Attendee Service Center. These are the evaluations. The reason why it's not live at the moment is because the way the system works is you cannot evaluate a session unless it's already occurred. This sort of prevents that problem. Actually, when we had one of our virtual conferences, We had gaming, and we gave prizes. And one of the prizes was for the person who did the most evaluations. And there was a woman who went in and evaluated every single session, whether she attended it or not. Didn't matter if her. She went in and she won the prize. She did like 290 sessions, but she was able to do that. Here you can't until the session actually has taken place. So those are the items that I wanted to show you in the personal schedule, and almost all of those items and then some will then move into the app itself. The next item I wanted to show you was the attendee appointment planner. So in the attendee appointment planner, if you go over to here under appointments, it says need help, recreated a networking guide, quick start guide, and there's a PDF that you can download from there. It's not on the, it doesn't appear through the app, it's on the appointment planner itself. So what you have to do is, in order to set the appointment planner up first, is you have to create a profile. There's a profile settings, and you go in and you select, there's items about mentoring volunteer, whether you wanted to be a mentoring volunteer, whether you want to be a translator volunteer. Is this your first time attending, and would you like a buddy? If you select yes on the mentoring volunteer or translator volunteer, it will, as soon as I select yes, it opens up with the skill sets that it applies. And then it will show, you can check off which skill sets. Hopefully, I don't know who, Gil, hopefully no one has selected all. That I think that I would really like to meet that person who selected all, but I will uncheck that. So the first step is to go in to look at your profile. You have to create a profile of yourself. Even if everything you answer is no, you still need a profile. What we created this new system called a buddy, and that's just somebody to hang out with. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's your first conference and you want somebody who's also a first conference person, or if it's your first conference and you want a seasons person. It's just somebody to share things with. I remember when I first started attending conferences, and I'd have a couple of buddies and we'd go through our schedules and we'd split up. Like if there was a session that we both wanted to attend, I would, or a couple of sessions that were at the same time, we would split up and say, you go to this one and I'll go to this one, and we'll come back and discuss it at the end. So those are buddy type things. Once you've created a profile, the next thing you need to do is create your time blocks. Time blocks is, because you can make appointments. So time blocks is, this says check the select all box to indicate all the times you're not available. So if I check that box, it will say I'm not available at those times. Uncheck each time box to indicate the times you are available. And so in this particular case, I selected that I was available on Sunday at 9 o'clock to 9:15 or whatever. And this actually shows that I have an appointment at that time. And then you can go for each day the same way, uncheck the box, and then you can, then people know when you are available. This also carries on to the app. And so you cannot, I do not believe you can set your time blocks on the app, but you can make appointments. And so you can make appointments by going over to the search button, and it's in that quick guide that I sent you, that I showed you. And you can search for somebody. You can search for somebody's surname, their company name, attendee, the country, if I was searching for somebody, first time attendees, or even to look for who's looking for a buddy. And you can search, and you can make an appointment with that person by clicking on these buttons over here. So you can also bookmark somebody, and that's somebody who you want, an attendee who you want to bookmark, so you want to come back to them at other times. But what you do is, I'm going to click on here. So if you want to make an appointment, you can click the question mark and select it. And what happens is you select the question mark. Actually, I should do for somebody that's on this on this meeting itself, right? So, the other thing is, if when you do list all, it only lists the first 250 people. It does not list every attendee at the conference. There's a limit on how many attendees. All right, Max, should I search for you? So if I click on Max, here he appears with a nice smiling picture. And if I can make an appointment with him, if I schedule to make an appointment, I select a time, scroll down to the end, and I could write him a note. And I could say, any topic or whatever, where to meet, what to review, and I request an appointment. He will get an email, and I think I could show you what the emails look like. See, there's an email. You will get an email from appointments@iajgs2025.org. It will say, hi, I would like to meet with you. And then you can go in and log into the Attendee Service Center and confirm that meeting. So this shows in this list, when I go to appointments, the tab that says appointments, it will show that I have a meeting with Betsy, and I have a meeting with myself, my alter ego. But everybody else who I've made appointments with, no one liked me, because that yellow box means that they haven't confirmed, or it says that means it's pending, right? You can decline the meeting. And I did have somebody who declined, didn't want to meet with me. I don't know. I thought I was a nice person, but who knows? But you can schedule it and then stick it on your thing. This will also move over into the mobile app also. So you'll see it. It will show on your schedule. What I said was that if you go to search and you click search all, list all, it does not list all the attendees at the conference. It only lists the first 250 names. It doesn't list everybody.
So how do you get to the rest of them?
By searching for that person.
Oh, if you put a specific name in.
You could put a name in, you can look at somebody's country, their state, you can look at their skill set. If you want to make an appointment with somebody who knows citizenship or something like that, you can search. Okay. So the last thing I just want to do on the Attendee Service Center is the gala meals. Because we sent an email for anybody who signed up for the banquet. We asked them to make sure that their meals were correct. And so what we did was we said, check if you have signed up for the gala, go in to the Attendee Service Center, click on Add Meal Events, and then click on where it says this blue box that says Edit Meal Selection. And scroll, see this person, which is me, selected one meal, one thing. And it says scroll down to the bottom and confirm. So their choices are fish, chicken, vegetarian, kosher fish, kosher chicken, kosher vegetarian. So I put down a 1 next to that. So that's what it's telling you to check on. And then hit submit. And that was the only thing we asked. Some people said that they weren't able to follow the instructions. You don't have to pay because you've already paid. I just want to make sure that people see that we've, that's how you go.
I have a question, Neil.
Yes. Yes.
Before you go on, I'm gluten-free, and I'm sure there are other people with allergy restrictions. How do we address that? Do we just send you a separate email?
No. So if you go to update your registration information, when you registered, there are questions around that. So I will, if you don't mind, everybody, I'm going to click on here to edit. If you update your registration information, it is in the registration information itself. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. So the first set of registration information is my name. Everybody now knows my address in Queens. Then it asks about my profile and all that. And somewhere in here, I'll probably search for allergy. Okay. There was a required question in the registration. It says allergies. Please list your allergies if you will be ordering meals. And then it says, we do our best to accommodate. And that's where you should put it in. And it says, it tells you to put none if you have no allergies. So it was a requirement for registration. So I'm assuming that you probably put it in. And when I run the reports of all the meals, I run also the allergies. Now, some people gave me some really strange answers for that. Like, I'm allergic to dogs, but we're not serving dogs. But I'm happy, that now we'll make sure that there are no dogs that will serve at the conference. But I put in none. You should check to see that you've put in something else if you have allergies.
So is there a particular meal that we should request or just request whatever we want and then they'll accommodate it through the allergy?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
So this is the app in the iPad. It looks a little different on my phone, tad different. It's the same stuff, and it does look a little different in the on the Android too. Let's see. So the first part is the attendee list. So the same thing that we saw on the attendee service center, you can go to the list and search for somebody.
Oh,
So if I put in Max again, right, I can search for Max. And now this looks a little different because in this way, I can bookmark Max the same way as you do in the attendee service center. Here I can write notes about at Max. I can add notes here. If you click on this thing, the hand with the notes, I'm not going to add notes about him, but I can send him a message. So I can write here. And I can text him. And he could probably, did it work? But you can text people through the through here.
haven't got a notification on the app at this point.
Okay. There you go. You see,
I
this is
just got
not
a-
for me.
just
This is
got
for
it.
my alter ego. But
Just
you can
got it.
text people back and forth on the app itself. So I happen to think that's fun. So you can text people like, where are you now? You're in the app, you know, I'm in this room. Look back. I'm 2 rows behind you. And you can also do the appointment. Just like I showed on the attendee service center, you can make an appointment. Like I clicked on that thing here, and I can make an appointment with Max. Let me just show you one other thing. The Express badge access. That is the link. And so when some of the meetings that you attend, like the breakfast and the lunches, they're going to scan your scan your badge or scan the app to see that you've signed in for that event. Okay, go back. There are 3 on my iPhone, it's on the bottom, but on my iPad, it's on the top. You see the very top where there's a picture of a person, like a profile. There's the 3. What do you call those 3 lines? I was in a meeting and they called it a hamburger.
A hamburger menu.
Stacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So if you hit the hamburger one on the top, it syncs it. So this is saying that the version is 7.1.93 and the sync. So you can actually click on the word sync, and it will sync it to a newer version in case there's been changes been made. If you click on the word settings over here, you can do settings. So it will tell you session list settings. It will say have sessions automatically scrolled based on date and time. Add the agenda items to your iCalendar. So it moves this because there's an iPad. Can be alerted before your agenda items begin. So then you will get a notice for it. If you go to time settings, I would leave the time settings not at your local time, but at the time of the of Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is Eastern time, U.S. Eastern time, and leave it at that so you don't get confused when you move around. There's notification settings so you can push feed and troubleshoot. So there's that. Then I want to go back to those top where the hamburger is. There's a profile and there's a word home. There's like an image of a home. If you go to the image of the home, which is back to the main menu. So I only showed you the attendee list. You can also do the session list. And if you select a session, the session's on the side. If you select a session, the same way, let's just do this one here, exploring your Ashkenazi heritage, and then You can bookmark the session the same way you did in the attendee service center. You can bookmark it here, but you can add notes. You can add notes about when you can take notes from the session. And here's the rate button. So that's where you do the rating. Once again, you're not allowed to do this until after the session has finished. So you can rate it through the app this way, by session. And you can also add this to your agenda, and I will show you agenda too. So the bookmark and agenda, not a different feature. The bookmark is only in the attendee service center and in the app. The agenda only appears in the app itself. I was on home. I went to session list, and I selected a day, any day. I selected Tuesday, and I had a list of sessions. And I selected any session. This time I selected 60 years later, research of fallen soldiers. I get I added it to my agenda. I can add it to my bookmark. If I hit click rate, you can rate the session from the app. And then, by the way, all these things are color coded. So Poland is one color, Ukraine is another, and the same way on the attendee service center, they're all color coded, whether it's a presentation. And
Hadassah,
once
just
again-
one
Yes.
thing for to let people know. None of this will show up until you guys go in and start bookmarking and putting things into, that you've bookmarked things and you've put things into your agenda. It's going to be blank. It's not going to be all filled in like Hadassah's is until you start filling in those pieces of bookmarked items and sessions. So don't get upset if yours is blank, because until you start bookmarking, it will indeed be blank.
So, but I wanted to show you here is that once again, you can look at the handout from here. You can download the handout and see the handout from that. The other thing is there's the exhibitor list. You can see all the exhibitors, and you can click on information on the exhibitor. You can bookmark, you can email the exhibitor, you can look at their website. The speaker list is there. The conference maps, there's a couple of maps already loaded in there. There's the street map of the area where the hotel is and where the Allen County Public Library is. You can click on any of these and move it across. You can click on this one and you'll see where this is in the Allen County Library, the second floor, the first floor. So those are there. There will be more maps being loaded in. There's also the sponsors. If you click on more, there will be more information on there at some point. It's we're still working. Now, the next part is you see the profile that's over here. I'm going to click on that profile button. This is my alter ego. That's my fourth great grandmother there. You can hide your profile. You see the man with the detective with the sunglasses and all. You can actually hide your profile if you don't want people to see who you are. You can edit your profile. Now you can edit your profile on the Attendee Service Center, and that's more information, but here it only editing the profile is only your photograph and nothing else. Then there's the full agenda. And that's where, if you saw this is the dates. That's where you can move the dates over to August. And now I see August 12th, August 13th. Those are the items that I had bookmarked. Then there's items that say my sessions. When you first set up the app and the bookmarks that come over from the Attendee Service Center, it takes a little bit of time to come through. But if
Hadassah,
you still have that problem, let me know and I will try to fix that.
Hadassah, mine does not have the 3 tabs, my attendees, my sessions, my appointments, under the full agenda.
You will not have appointments because
Right.
you didn't make any appointment. You may not have any attendees because you didn't bookmark an attendee.
Okay. I bookmarked everything in the online on the computer.
Right. So
So
it
that's
takes
not
time.
here
But
yet.
if you
Okay.
try to bookmark an attendee, try to bookmark me now, and then see if it comes across.
I don't have the word my attendee, so
Right, no,
Yeah.
go into, sorry, give me a second. Go into the attendee list. If I bookmark, yeah, I'm bookmarking you now on my alter ego. And then I go back over here, my link, and I go my attendees. And now Dahlia, you're on my list of attendees that I've bookmarked because you're one of
Okay.
my favorite attendees. And then my appointments is if you have an appointment. So this shows
Right.
that I have an appointment with my alter ego has an appointment with myself on Sunday at 10 o'clock. And then I wrote, dear my fourth great grandmother, I'd love to meet. So there I'm meeting with my fourth great grandmother. That's a picture of my fourth great grandmother. And then it shows you appointments that I requested on this thing. Okay. My appointments, my sessions should be the bookmarked items. So if you had bookmarked it, that's what should appear in the bookmarked items. So if it takes a little bit of time once you first set up the app for them to come over from the other side. But if it doesn't, let me know and I will try to I also had a little bit of that problem. So if it doesn't come over, let me know and I will try to figure that out. All right, so I think that I covered everything we were going to cover.